Hello everyone, and welcome to PianoFlicks, Piano Cleveland's new project. My name is Yaron Kohlberg, president of Piano Cleveland. So happy to be here with you again, and also delighted to have my friend Zsolt Bognár join us today. As you all remember, Zsolt was our MC at the Cleveland International Piano Competition, as well as during Virtuoso online piano competition for Artist Relief, and during the 2019 Piano Cleveland Gala. So welcome back, Zsolt.
Thank you so much, Yaron. It's so great to be back here and a thrill to participate in such a rich musical community. I personally find a lot of inspiration from all of our involved musicians and our community. So today we're here for something slightly different, and it's called PianoFlicks. So we have the involvement of international concert pianists, all of whom have had some involvement with Piano Cleveland, whether it be through our summer camp or our international competition. What is PianoFlicks? What was the idea behind it? And we're seeing video presentations and our musicians expressing themselves through this means. What was the idea? What did we ask of our contestants?
So basically, as we all know, COVID-19 has had a major influence on all of our lives, and also on musicians' lives. Musicians, audiences, not being able to perform, not being able to go to performances. So we really had this we had a lot of excitement and creativity actually during this time to really think what we can do in order to assist those musicians, give inspiration to audiences. And we came up with this idea of PianoFlicks, meaning that from the audience perspective, they're able to, maybe through these amazing musicians, not only when they're used to kind of going to the concert hall, listening to them play, actually learn from them in a different way. And from the artist perspective, maybe give them an opportunity to present their knowledge and their love in a somewhat different way, in a virtual way, and sort of spark some kind of new creativity from them.
And what strikes me about what we're about to see is that our musicians really are multifaceted in their talents. They're going to be expressing themselves in ways outside of just usual performances, whether through words, through acting abilities, through visual arts, combining multimedia with music. It's really a different way of presenting how creative they are. So I'm looking forward to this very much.
And it's also important to mention that when we reached out to, of course, to all these wonderful pianists to participate in this project, we told them basically to do almost anything. We gave them some guidelines, but we told them to do everything within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Within 5 minutes. So basically express some kind of idea of, a musical piece or a musical idea that they would like to share with the audience, and do it within 5 minutes. And another very interesting thing to note, very important thing from us, is really that during the time of COVID-19, we are aware of how difficult things have been for musicians, and therefore we offered each one of the presenters here on these videos $350. And also we have an audience prize, which is going to allow them to win another $300.
That's right. So in addition to the support already provided, you have the opportunity at home to help select our audience prize. And you can do so by visiting the Piano Cleveland website and selecting your choice. And that is really one of the fun, interactive parts of what we are presenting today.
So we hope that you're all going to participate in the audience prize vote. And this is going to take place after the presentation. So I think it's about time we get to it. And we're going to present the first video for today. And this is going to be Emanuele Rimoldi from Italy, who was a participant during our 2016 Cleveland International Piano Competition. We're sure you're going to enjoy it as much as we did. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, my name is Emanuele Rimoldi and I am an Italian pianist. I was very happy to be contacted by Cleveland Piano for make this video because I remember the beautiful time I passed in Cleveland, and it was for me a great experience from, I have to say, mostly human point of view, because I have learned how nice American people are in person and how welcome they were with me in 2016, especially starting from my host, Teresa Deschamps, and it was really very nice. Also, I remember the Cleveland Museum before my performances, and I was going to look Caravaggio there, and it was a really beautiful moment of intimacy, and it was beautiful that the museum was open to everybody freely. During this year, I decided to write a piece based on an opera of Rimsky-Korsakov, they call the Cockerel. I use the most beautiful themes of this opera, and I really hope you will enjoy to see my explanation. I will try to do my best to explain it in a very short time, but of course also it was very difficult to put such beautiful opera in a very short fantasy as it is my piece. This year I decided to write a transcription, or better say a fantasy, on a beautiful opera of Rimsky-Korsakov, which is a composer which I particularly like. I love his operas in general. Which they are always very magical, and they have this beautiful Vostochny atmosphere, as the Russians are saying, which it is a kind of place or a mentality in which the dreams are becoming reality. And this opera is based on leitmotifs. They are very short. So there is a leitmotif for the Tsar. For the birds, for the cockerel. Tsaritsa. The difficulty for me it was to be able to make these leitmotifs together, because they are very short, and to make them appearing somehow with this beautiful atmosphere which orchestra and the opera on the stage can give. It is taken from the few repertories for piano which Rimsky-Korsakov wrote, because he didn't write many things apart of, let's say, the concerto or trio, but basically there is not much repertory for the piano, and I looked at his scores and I tried to somehow emulate his writing. No, that it wouldn't be too much Lisztian or too much Rachmaninov. The theme of the erotic dream that Tsaritsa shows to the Tsar for conquer him. You can see all this suadez. With more warm tonality.
We've just heard from Emanuela Rimaldi, 2016 CIPC contestant. Joran, it's amazing to me that he was able to illuminate through his words and music what we as musicians all aim to do, which is to talk about what's important with the music. And his narration and the music, that took some video editing. And this Rimsky-Korsakov opera was new to me and made me certainly want to hear more.
And what was so amazing and incredible here was really the level of the transcription itself. I think this is a skill that is very important for pianists and for musicians in general to have these days, kind of this to have abilities beyond the playing only. And I think we could see it particularly when he was playing something and we saw the video of the actual opera, and that sounded just like spot on. And really it's amazing. I think one of the most incredible things about the piano is that through this one instrument, we can put a whole orchestra and singers and all within these 88 keys. And Emanuele just did an incredible job in that, I think.
The overlay was seamless, and I certainly got his love of the music. So what's next?
Okay, so now let's go to our next participant in the project, and this is also going to be our youngest participant, and we are speaking about Adrian Nyo, 8 years old only, from Australia. We're sure you're going to love this presentation.
Hello, my name's Etienne. I am 8 years old, currently living in Perth, Australia. I enjoy composing, playing piano, swimming and drawing. I was affiliated with Piano Cleverland through Yunsen Lee Music School. I was inspired by Beethoven's Sonata Opus 13, third movement. I chose to improvise this piece based on coronavirus because I would like everyone to remember about the frontliners that have sacrificed for us. I understand that coronavirus had changed the way we live and affected many families around the world in the last year, and I would like to share my feelings about coronavirus through my improvised piece with you. Thank you. Today I would like to share with you my improvised piece named Beethoven's Coronavirus, inspired by Beethoven's Sonata No. 8, third movement. What is the story? At the start of the piece, it is like coronavirus spreading. In bar 4, when right hand joined, it is like coronavirus invading the cells. In bar 13, when the melody goes higher, the virus is spreading more rapidly. In bar 20, when the growing section joins in, lots of people in the world are hoping to live. In the development section, everyone thought there was no more coronavirus. But in bar 40, when it changes keys from major to minor, people found that there's still quadrillions of COVID still living with us. In bar 53 to 68, it is a conversation between the virus and the immune system. When bar 69 comes in with the crescendo of the cause, it is finally COVID took over the body. Suddenly, there is a long pause and everyone is confused what is going to happen next, like the whole world stopped due to COVID. In the recap, people are getting infected, but not as fast as before, as people remember to always wash their hands, wear face masks, and keep social distancing. In bar 108, the immune system is stronger and defeats the coronavirus in a very angry mood. It repeats the melody 3 times with a clash ending. Coronavirus is still around us, but we have a hope to win the battle. Now to the questions. Why is it a minor piece? I made this piece a minor piece because coronavirus is very life miserable and minor key feels very emotional and expressive. Ending. Coronavirus has changed the way we live and interact with people. Many families have been terribly affected around the world. It is time to reflect on the important relationships in our lives and take care of ourselves and our loved ones. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.
This was Adrian Neo, only 8 years old from Australia. Wow, what a lovely presentation that was, and such creativity to take her love for Beethoven and incorporate that together with today's situation of the coronavirus.
Well, that was so amazing, and it was so different from our first presentation, and yet equally compelling. I thought it was amazing how she took each element of the virus and every experience related to it that we've all been going through, and relating that to some musical idea, and interweaving this in a improvisation that really takes the familiar work and makes it her own. In fact, she takes the original key, changes it to A minor, adds a new development. It's really a lot of creative processes at work.
And actually, like, the fact that she changed the key there was, to me, in a way, the most significant thing that actually shows that it was her own. So she could have very easily just take, and the way that you also jumped with the melody from the bass to the sopran, you know, unlike what it is in the actual composition of Beethoven, you know, the Pathetic Sonata. So that was absolutely remarkable.
I was amazed by the sense of excitement that we could feel in this narrative as she guided us through with her improvisation and all the elements that came along with it. It's absolutely wonderful.
Wonderful, Joe. So what do we have next?
Well, next we have 2016 CIPC contestant Vijay Venkatesh and his wife Eva Shamkel.
Hello everyone, we are the VNS Piano Duo. I am Vijay Venkatesh and this is my wife and duo partner, Dr. Eva Shamkel.
We've chosen to talk to you all about the Brahms Hungarian dances today, not only because they're some of our favorite shorter pieces to perform, but also because we feel that the celebratory spirit combined with that feeling of nostalgia kind of transports you out of reality and into another world very effectively. And I think we could all use a little of that in this past year. So I hope with our video we're able to bring that music closer to you as well.
Being a past winner in the Cleveland competition, we're thrilled to return for this project and record some of these fantastic pieces for Piano Cleveland. My name is Vijay Venkatesh.
And my name is Eva Schaumkel, and we are the VNS Piano Duo.
Brahms's Hungarian dances are among the most gorgeous of miniature works and reveal an extraordinary amount of expression, from desolation to exuberance, energy and sensuality. The music is intense, full of sensual connection, syncopated dance rhythms, and yearning melodies of love and melancholy in all of its rustic spirit.
The fourth dance especially is a great example of this flexibility in tempo.
Most of the Hungarian dances are rapid, energetic pieces in the true spirit of Hungarian folk music.
The first version of the dances was actually written for violin and piano. Brahms was inspired by violinists playing folk songs in the streets where he used to take walks. So these dances are the embodiment of freedom of spirit and resilience. Starting out with this languid and tragic opening that turns into a frenzied and fun dance. The fifth dance begins with a quick tempo, then becomes even more frenzied.
We love these pieces because there is a great depth of raw and unhindered emotion, where as a performer and as a listener, you can really feel his love for collaboration.
Yaron, what's amazing about what we've just witnessed is that on top of the creative music making and the brilliant performing, there's really high quality production and wonderful video editing skills. That has to be mentioned. And we've just heard from Vijay Venkatesh and his wife, Eva Schaumkel. This was really exciting.
Absolutely. Their choice here was, of course, the Brahms Hungarian dances, which are, to those of us who perform and listen to classical music, I'm sure that a lot of people know these pieces. So maybe unlike some other videos, here we really heard pieces that maybe all of us know, but sometimes it's actually very helpful and very useful to hear a little bit more information about pieces that we already know, because it can also give us, extra depth and an additional perspective to that. And I think particularly in their case, The production, as you said, the production video here was absolutely outstanding. So when we started, when we had this idea of the PianoFlicks project, we did not know, we knew that, maybe for pianists it would be some kind of a new experience to work with video production, but in all cases, and particularly in this one, I think that the video production was just made impeccably.
And I'm particularly delighted that our next presentation from Natalie Zhang of the 2019 Piano Cleveland Summer Camp, her presentation really embraces the visual component of this possibility of what we're seeing today. And it's a Scriabin sonata that she's combining with some visual animations.
So let's see what she's done with it.
Hi, my name is Natalie Zhang and I am a sophomore at Weston High School. Besides playing the piano, I enjoy drawing and creating video animations. Since my top two interests are visual arts and music, I've always wanted to combine them to create something aesthetic. When I received news about this creative opportunity from Piano Cleveland, I instantly thought of my dream to combine my music and my visual art. Hopefully, through animations combined with classical music, more audiences will be attracted to this genre of music, especially younger audiences such as my classmates, as they enjoy visuals while listening to music. During the summer of 2019, I attended the Piano Cleveland Festival and got the opportunity to meet many distinguished pianists as well as make new friends. The trip to Niagara Falls was especially memorable, and I look forward to sharing my work with Piano Cleveland again.
So this was Natalie Zhang in this fantastic, unique presentation. And really what was so remarkable here was, first of all, I mean, the choice of Scriabin's Second Sonata, which is a piece full of color and fantasy. It's actually Sonata Fantasia. And just a fantastic choice, you know, for such a presentation with these beautiful animations. I feel that it really sort of served both the piece itself and the animations, and they were able to sort of live off their own world and each other's world together.
Well, there was such imagination and so much creativity. I really admire people who can paint like that. What struck me about this particular presentation is that the narrative unfolded without the use of words this time, but through the animations. Absolutely exciting. I wish I had the ability to do that.
So, what are we looking at next?
Well, here we have Kiron Atom-Telian, who joined us in 2020 for our Virtuoso online piano competition for artist relief. And here is his presentation.
Hello, my name is Kiron Atom-Telian. I'm a pianist and composer living in Vienna, Austria. I've started to play the piano at the age of 5 and started to compose at the age of 7. I've chosen to talk about one of my favorite pieces of all time, Frédéric Rzewski's The People United Will Never Be Defeated. I've always wanted to play this piece, even when I was 9 years old and my hands were still too small to play the big chords and difficult passages. I hope that because I'm a composer as well as a performer, I can give some interesting insights into this great work. I've really put a lot of thought into this piece and hope you will enjoy my interpretation. Hello, my name is Kiron Atom-Telian and I'm here to share a few thoughts about Frédéric Rzewski's The People United Will Never Be Defeated. The theme of this great piece is probably one of the most simple and song-like themes used in classical variations. It immediately catches the audience's attention, even more so if you expect to hear a contemporary atonal piece. Even though this piece is probably one of the longest in classical piano literature, it never gets boring because there's always something new to discover. One of the most interesting aspects of this work are the many different styles. You can hear elements of jazz, minimalist music with complex rhythms, and even fugue-like contrapunctal passages. The composer also uses a new technique of playing, which in my opinion creates a really unique sound. All this makes this piece very interesting because there are so many different sides to it. Of course, there are also some very difficult passages, arguably some of the most technically demanding music ever written for the piano. I've wanted to play this piece for as long as I can remember, even when I was only 9 years old. Of course then, my hands were still too small to play the difficult passages and big chords, so I started to try and transcribe the piece. For me it's very important not to lose track of the music and the message that I want to convey to the audience. even if there are many technical challenges. Engaging with the audience in a meaningful way is the most important thing for me. Every 5 variations are recapitulated in the 6th. In this sense, the whole is greater than the sum of its individual parts. This piece, of course, also has a political background, and it is program music. Simply put, music which tries to incorporate an extra musical content, like Messiaen's Un regard sur l'enfant Jésus or Vivaldi's Seasons, for example. It's very traditional, in the style of European art music. It doesn't follow any dogmas or theoretical ideas. That's the reason why it is, in my opinion, so great. Even today, it follows and simultaneously advances tradition. When performing this piece, the most beautiful moment for me is just before the final theme, the recapitulation. I always feel like I've reached the end of a long journey of some sort. And while practicing, I feel like I have to earn the right to play the final theme. I just can't play it individually. These were some of my thoughts about this masterwork. I hope you enjoy my interpretation.
We've just heard from Kiran Atom Telian from Austria, and this was an absolutely fantastic narrative through words of an incredible work that I recommend everyone look up and hear again. Massive work, absolutely worth the effort.
Yeah, so of course we all remember Kiran from his performance during Virtuoso. I particularly enjoyed his performance in Virtuoso, remember his Haydn Sonata. So it was really wonderful to see a very different perspective of Kiran and him presenting this piece, which is not very often played. And it's, you know, by a composer, Rozhevsky, who's still alive and lives here in America. And I particularly liked how he presented kind of these different aspects, you know, what an incredible piece it is. You know, in some moments sounding like an 18th century piece, and in other moments sounding like totally atonal. So I really feel that Kiran brought it so well, you know, together, kind of this different element of the piece, and did a wonderful job presenting that.
And what comes to mind for me is how impressive it is when an artist understands his or her role in the world, in the music we take onto stage and off of stage, in explaining why what we do counts.
Absolutely. So I think it's now the time for us to present our last presentation for today. And this is Nima Mirojal from Germany, who was a participant during our 2016 Cleveland International Piano Competition.
Test. Hey guys, my name is Nima Mirojal. I'm 23 years old and I'm a pianist from Cologne, Germany. Right now I'm studying at the Hochschule für Musik und Tanz Köln with Pierre-Laurent Aimard. Alright, ciao. No, I'm joking. Let's talk about me, who am I, and where am I from?
That's me, born in Darmstadt, Germany. Started making music, playing the piano, came to Cleveland for the competition, loved playing soccer and meeting friends.
I had the opportunity to play at the Beethoven Fest Bonn, Beethoven as an actor and on the piano. Due Corona, we had just one concert, and when I've heard about PianoFlicks, I decided to combine acting and explaining about Beethoven. It's short, but I hope you will enjoy it. Ciao! Who are we talking about? That's right, Ludwig van Beethoven. The piece you have already heard, was the first movement of his Sixth Symphony, which is called Pastorale. But that's not the topic, what we're talking about. Today, we are talking about the behind the scenes of Beethoven. How did he live? How did he compose? How did he get his ideas? Maybe the flute can do something. For sure, Beethoven was a strange guy. If you met him in person, you would definitely think that he's crazy. Once, when he was close to 50, he got arrested by the police. They thought that he is a homeless man. They didn't recognize him. If you had the opportunity to be at his place, actually quite difficult to find it. He moved over 60 times in Vienna. Then you would have seen this. Is not able to that smell of this food, I think that's more than 1 week here. Oh, let's see what he has here. Oh, you can't even read this. Man. Maestro, what is this? What? I can't hear you. Here. Write it down. What is that? This is one of my best works. That's what he himself said about this piece. The Seventh Symphony is the example for today's video. By the way, people used to write all the things down. Because of his deafness, was that the only way to have a conversation with him. Are you drunk? No. Being drunk. Well, if you not get drunk by alcohol, you will get it after listening to this music for sure.
Like with every of his pieces, he collected over years his ideas in a little book, which was always by his side during walks, during holidays, or whenever. Maybe here he had his idea for the Rage of the Lost Penny.
That's a joke, of course. Let's get back to topic. He used to write the main theme in the middle of a sheet of paper to seal its proportion. Like you see right now, the note in the middle of a blank background. For the symphony, he used to write over the years 3 ideas for the first movement. You will hear it right now. The introduction prepares the main theme in the flute with repetition notes. So my friends, listen to it. The comedy is now over.
Well, Yaron, what a wonderful way to conclude today's broadcast with Nima Miroksal, who amazingly was able to present this depiction of Beethoven's life and music through humor, which is something that we all could use a lot more of these days. And that's what I love about being here with you, Yaron. We always have a good time. It's always great to join you here. Thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you so much again, Jolt, for being here again. And just about the presentation we just saw, I mean, absolutely. It was so humorous, so much fun, so creative. And what I also loved about it, besides the fact that it was just funny, that we think of Beethoven as some kind of musical god, which he is, by the way, and, about his music, and we don't really imagine him as a human being that did like these basic things. And I think that in Nima's videos, we were really able to sort of envision that, that he actually was sitting there or walking around the street, and how he described it, that the police arrested him. And I absolutely loved this video, and I thought it was a fantastic way to end today's presentation.
We certainly hope you've enjoyed this wide array of presentations from a broad range of talents. This was really a thrill for us to witness, and we have our audience prize. Yaron, how do we participate?
So we're inviting everybody to log onto our website, www.pianocleveland.org. And over there, for the next 1 week, exactly from today, you're going to be able to view the videos once again and select your favorite and vote. So we hope that you all take part in this.
And Yaron, we also wanted to thank our wonderful hosts here.
Yes, so thank you so much to Steinway Piano Gallery in Cleveland, and to anybody involved with Piano Cleveland in any way during this time. We're really, really appreciative of this. And of course, to the musicians for presenting such wonderful videos. And thank you, Jolt, for being here with us yet once again. And we're very happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Yaron, for having me. It was a great pleasure. And thank you so much to all of you for joining us.